Hi, I'm Andrea Szwabowski. I'm the Director of Sales for Lighthouse Therapy, and I'm also a speech-language pathologist that has worked in the public school system for, about 3 decades now. What's going to affect your price? Well, there are a lot of things that will affect your price when looking at teletherapy services. It really depends on the services you're looking for. It depends on the region that you live in or the state that you live in. Price will vary by state because of cost of living. So a place like California will have higher rates because therapists either living in that area, they just require a higher rate because of cost of living versus a place like Kentucky. What typically affects your price, what is going to make the price go up and what's going to make the price go down are some of the things I think districts don't think about. How organized you are really on the front end, how much support you need in getting up and running, how much support you have on the ground, things like making schedules, having your caseload already ready to go and defined, having people on the ground to really help facilitate those things that we need, like email addresses and scheduling and getting that building buy-in for us from principals and from administrators. If you can do some of that on the front end, the less that it'll cost you because it's the less work we have to do on our end to try to coordinate all those pieces for you. Those are the things that help you really keep your price down. So you can imagine what's going to make your price go up is the opposite of that. Really not having a defined caseload, not being organized, not really understanding what exact services you need, what you think that's going to look like. Obviously, these are all things at Lighthouse that we can help you to facilitate. We can help coordinate all of that with you, but it definitely helps when you've done that legwork on the end prior to your therapist being ready to go and ready to be on camera. One other thing that can affect costs is the seasonality for which the request is being made. Typically, it's a lot harder to find a therapist. Anytime after October is pretty difficult, I would say. Our hiring season really begins in April and runs through August. So if you're making that request in October or November, because it's going to be harder on our end to find a therapist, sometimes the cost will go up because of the recruiting efforts that we have. The other thing is truly therapist availability. Again, we have a lot of therapists in our pool that are ready to work and take on that work in the summer months. But then as the year sort of dwindles down, it becomes much, much harder. And therefore, because those efforts are greater, the cost for services per hour is typically higher. If you want to learn more about what we do or our services, visit us at lighthouse-therapy.com.